what we're doing now is we're going to put the weights in. First of all, the top sash, which we've weighed. Leave your weight in like that. Now, we found out that when we weighed it, that the weights were just very slightly too light. Yeah, so we've made a couple of make weights up. They go on the top. The rope goes through the top, out of the bottom, and then it's a very, very simple knot. Yeah, you turn it once, twice, 3 times, and that gives you plenty of purchasing power there. That's the knot. Yeah, and then you put that end in first, because what you're seeking to do is jam the knot in. So that's that one. Yeah, and you take it to put it in there. Make sure that you've got it on the other side of the wagtail. In another video, I'll show you what the wagtails do. Yeah. Take it to the top. When it's at the top, you can nail it, you can knot it, or you can clamp it. Because we do this all the time, what we do is we just clamp it. Now, because we're using a special type of cord, what we do is we cover the end up with red tape, and that'll become apparent shortly why we use red tape. Yeah, and then just cut the rope off. Yeah, now it comes to about the middle of the pocket, but that is very, very variable from weight to weight. Okay. Next is the other weight, which is down there. So again, we put it in the opening, we move the wagtail out, that's the wagtail there, we move it out of the way, the wagtails separate the weights so that they don't clang and crash. Yeah, again, it's only a little bit of weight, but it's that little bit of weight that can make all the difference. The top sash, you always have it so that the weight of the weights is just slightly more than the weight of the sash. Again, 1, 2, 3, pull it tight. There's a nice tight knot. Yeah, stick it in there first. Sometimes you've got to hammer it, depends on the shape of the box. And that goes, whoops, that goes there, and the weight goes in. Again, we clamp it. And you clamp it. Now, there is another way to do this, and that is simply that you get hold of the rope, you put your hand like that, you fold the rope over, and you make a loop, and you let it down. Yeah, that's another way to do it. But because we do this all the time, and we've got most of the tools that we need, we simply clamp them tight. This rope then allows you to get that out in one go. Right. Take it down to about the middle of the box. You put the red tape on. And that's that. Stop. Step is to put the bottom sash weights in. So we've weighed it, and we know that the weights are very slightly lighter than the weight of the sash. Now the reason we do it like that is so that the top sash, where the weights are heavier than the sash, will have a tendency to go up and stay up. The bottom sash, because the weights are lighter, will have a tendency to go down so that the window remains fully closed, especially after the painters have come along, because they will add another kilo of gunge, they call it paint, to the weight of the window. So that's up the top there. Put the clamp on, and again take it down quite low. It's always better to have a little bit more than too little, yeah, because it's easy to cut a bit off. It's a bloody sight harder to stick it back on. The other one. Just realised. Here's the weight. There it is. Put that in there. Put it through the top, pull it through, make a loop past the tail end 3 times through. On light windows you can just do 2, and for this type of weight that will generally be more than sufficient. I'll just show you how to do that loop again. Just like that, and that's it. Yeah. Make a tag. It may be that we have to do that again, but it doesn't matter. I'll show you what the tags are for later on.